STEM, excuse me, weather station.
Yeah.
So I can go on there, we have a sensor there and a sensor up in the tower that's hooked into that, so I can see.
All right, it is the next day. All that time we spent on the little secluded beach and everything was yesterday, and we are back at the lighthouse. I called and they got the AC fixed, and there's Lighthouse open house today. Now anybody who's watched this channel for any length of time knows I'm afraid of heights, but I'm gonna try to climb this lighthouse.
Will they let you climb it?
If they let me climb it.
Is this where we go in?
I guess so. Pretty beach, billions of dragonflies.
So this door was locked yesterday?
Yeah.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi there.
Good morning. Welcome to the St. Mark's Lighthouse. We do not allow visitors to climb to the top of the tower, but you can step into the base of the tower room there and get a view of the.
I see.
In here?
Over half of the stairs. You're welcome to take pictures inside if you would like.
Look.
Wow.
Oh, I can see why they don't let you climb it. See the stairs? They're sort of scary.
I see.
Actually, the stairways are very safe. It's just that this is refuge property, and the refuge chooses not to take on the risk and liability of letting visitors climb the tower.
I gotcha.
But they look chunky.
Wow.
Do it. Jump the rope.
I'll sign a waiver.
It's just what they do.
No, I'm just being. Oh well. Look at the. We can look at the brickwork. Wow. So neat. It's a beautiful structure.
Thank you. This tower was completed in 1842, and this set of quarters, the original structure was built around 1854 and then remodeled in 1885, so to speak. I think that's when they added the porch and the office there.
Gotcha. It's really cool. I read on the plaque outside yesterday that the lighthouse was closer to the ocean and the erosion.
Yes, and literally, this is the third tower built on St. Mark's. St. Mark's River is in that direction, so it was to assist navigation of the St. Mark's River to St. Mark's. And so the first and second tower look like this. This is a etching from a Connecticut newspaper during the Civil War, and the first two were strictly standalone towers, very little in the way of creature comforts for the keeper.
Yeah.
So that's what that means. So first tower was built, it was not accepted because it wasn't built to contract specifications. So it was dismantled and a second tower was built, which this etching represents. So this is tower number 2. And they were basically built in the same general location. And if you walk down the trail across the parkway, you'll come to a covered picnic table.
Gotcha.
Stand in front of that, facing the Gulf. And if you kind of turn to your right, you're kind of right in that general area is where the first two towers.
Oh.
So the second tower was built, accepted, and it basically started being hampered by saltwater intrusion.
Gotcha.
got to the point after about 6 years where they literally put steel bands up and down to try to keep it upright. Got to the point where they could not perform the mission of keeping the light on at night.
Gotcha.
So they picked this site for tower number 3, brought it 100 feet off the shoreline,
Gotcha.
built the whole structure on a much more substantial
All right.
limestone foundation,
Mm-hmm.
put the skirt around the bottom, put the head wall further out, all to reduce effects of the water. So that was completed in 1842, and this is a picture from 1842 with the first set of keepers' quarters.
Oh, that's cool.
Unfortunately, in September of 1843, less than a year after completion, the whole set of keepers' quarters were destroyed. So before the Category 3 hurricane hit this area, it looked like that. After it looked like that.
Oh,
This was totally destroyed. At least 13 people lost their lives.
Oh, did they?
Keeper, his family were up the tower. They survived the tower, survived without any damage.
Wow.
Everybody counts. Everybody counts. Y'all are official visitors now. Welcome to the St. Mark's Lighthouse. We do not allow visitors to climb to the top of the tower, but you can step into the base of the tower room and kind of take a look at the lower half of the spiral staircase.
Okay.
Some people think that's enough to say it's okay, we don't get to climb it. Main reason for that is this is refuge property. Refuge chooses not to take on the risk and liability. So, if you're from this area or visiting the area, you got a few more houses within 60 miles of here that you can climb. So, and you can Google that on the maps and find this. So if you are climbers, then, however, I will tell you, you step into that room and you officially climb the St. Mark's Lighthouse because that's all I can legally allow you. So in my book,
You made that one first step.
and some people get a lighthouse passport book, and that allows them to do it. So, there you go. Questions, you can come ask me, and you can take pictures throughout the house if you want.
Okay.
And if you would please exit the door that you just came in when you're done. I would appreciate that.
You're up, Grace. Sounds like it too.
I like to step over there.
Oh, the CCC.
There were people, the stairs were about half this way, weren't they? About here. And there were people coming down, so this is where you stood, like we're going up.
Well, I shook all the way up.
Well, and that's the main reason, one of the main real world reasons of climbing is not complicated, but a little bit iffy.
Daily list of calls.
Wedge-shaped steps are wall on the left side. That's where all the strength is. So one person can go up there, and if they have an issue, then as you can see, even down at the biggest steps, there's very little room for a person, second person or third person, more, in my opinion, real world. So it'd be a one person at a time, up and down, and so I classify it as not a hard climb, but not an easy climb. And we do have special stuff for the young kitchen. So the layout is tower. This was the parlor living room. Next room was it used master bedroom. And boy,
Great museum. Oh, here's a little video. That's what it looks like up there. I guess this is the bulb. 1,000-watt light used by the St. Mark's Lighthouse. The apparatus is beautiful. Freshwater cisterns. This looks interesting. Crew of the Ringling Brothers yacht. Artifacts.
Weather station. Yeah. And it's got camera that faces here.
One more look,
Other side that faces.
which is the only look we're going to be able to get, unfortunately.
So I can go on there. We have a sensor there and a sensor up in the tower that's hooked into that, so I can see the temperature.
So I had a question.
Yes.
One my wife actually asked yesterday, and I think you just answered it part of the way, but I wasn't in tune with the whole conversation. But you said it's a functional lighthouse. So like my wife asked me yesterday, and I was like, with all the navigation that they have on ships now, are lighthouses even necessary anymore? But
They are when all the electrical gadgets on your boat die.
that's true.
And you can, if you know where you're going and you see a lighthouse, then it also gives you a lot of information. First and foremost, there's dangerous waters, so that should not with doesn't always happen, but it should alert you that if you keep heading in this direction, you're coming into what's been classified as dangerous waters. The color of the lighthouse tower is unique.
Interesting.
Supposed to be unique
Right.
to every lighthouse. So back in the sailing days, the navigator would, when they come into a port with a lighthouse, the navigator would write down all the information that they see. The light, when electric lights, they have a flash pattern, so on and off. That's unique. Because when it was burning candles, you could not. It was
Right.
all the time. And if it had a foghorn, then the foghorn had a unique blast pattern. So those 2 3, mark it down on your charts and your logbook as a navigator, so the next time you see a red and white stripe lighthouse tower, you check it and it says you're at St. Augustine, or red and
Gotcha.
black, whatever their color is. So that's what made the navigator much more important.
Right.
So the original reason for lighthouse here was in the late 1700s, early 1800s, the town of St. Mark's was one of the primary seaports on the Gulf Coast of Florida. And Florida was a territory.
Right.
So the territorial government of Tallahassee built a mule-drawn flat car train track to town of St. Mark's. They built a bridge over right where the St. Mark's and Wakulla come. They went further south and they extended the track. So they were moving cotton and tobacco and other commerce from Tallahassee, and also moving them to get them on ships to be shipped somewhere. And they were also receiving materials and whatever from ships that were being taken back up to Tallahassee and distributed. So St. Mark's was important.
Yeah.
And the reason they requested a lighthouse was for shallow waters, oyster bars, sandbars, wreckage debris on either side of the St. Mark's River.
Okay.
So to this day, we still have shallow waters, sandbars, oyster bars, more so, and more wreckage along the coast.
Right.
So the reasons for the lighthouse have never really changed.
Right.
So, but the answer to your question is yes, it's an active lighthouse, and if you know what information you get. So if you come out you can see the lighthouse probably 12 to 15 miles out on open water. Come out and see the lighthouse, and you notice the St. Mark's.
Yeah.
If you know what you're supposed to get from that, you take a line of sight on the St. Mark's lighthouse, and that'll tell you to stay on the starboard or left side of that line, and that'll get you into the Deepwater River Channel safely.
Gotcha.
Or more safe than just boldly going.
Right.
When we purchased a replica lens for our fourth order Fresnel lens, that's a picture of the crystal lens, and this is a picture and if you saw the video,
Oh, yeah, I saw the video.
so that's made out of plexiglass.
Oh.
It was very hard for the Friends group to find a company that would take on it because there was nobody with the skill sets to build crystal
Right.
or fabricate the framework. So they eventually found a guy who, as a side business, decided he liked lighthouses and he found a market. So he researched and learned all the skills needed to build Fresnel lenses. I don't know. Different lenses, different sizes of lenses are all made, I guess they're probably unique in how they're made with prisms and lens and all that kind of stuff. So I think he was able to get one of our panels and just build a mold and then pour liquid. But he does glass, he does plexiglass, and you saw in the clip of the man putting it in. And his day job is as a robotics animatronic engineer in Disney World.
Wow.
So
That's so cool.
And I'm sure that there's some kind of interconnection with skills from one that transferred.
Oh yeah, I would think.
But he literally said I had to go do the research, go to the historical documents to try to get information on how the lens were designed and ultimately fabricated.
Gotcha.
So
It's a beautiful place. I love it.
This is really great.
well, if you're driving wherever you travels, you probably can find a lighthouse. There's people that, as I said earlier, there's a lighthouse passport, which is like a national park passport, and you get it and you go to lighthouses and they'll stamp it so you can collect.
That's cool.
Florida has 27 lighthouses.
What a great, what do you call it, presentation. Well, folks, we couldn't climb the lighthouse, but we never could climb the lighthouse. So there's
Somebody climbs that lighthouse.
somebody climbs that lighthouse, but unfortunately it's not going to be us. But a very informative presentation the guy gave, a very pleasant fellow, and a beautiful little museum. So if you're ever around St. Mark's, you should come down here to the St. Mark's Lighthouse. There's lots of trails around here and beach and lots of wonderful coastal things to experience. Oh, that's the station that gives the pictures of the St. Mark's Lighthouse. There's a constant feed I was going to ask him about and I forgot.
Oh, it's a lighthouse camp?
Yeah. It's a whole weather station, but the lighthouse cam. And it's like just time lapse all the time. So you can see the sun come up, sun go down, moon go across. Oops, sorry. So we've come down this road. The lighthouse is way down there. And he told us that down here, if you come to where there's a park bench and a shelter, out a bit, I think, is where the first lighthouse stood. So this is the site of the first and second lighthouse. I don't know that there's any vestige seen of the first or second. And it may be out in the water because they did say that there was like erosion. But this is where the first lighthouse stood, roughly.